What's up, Tickle Squad? Today a different kind of video. Lately I've seen a tiny problem in the community, and I'm here to talk about it, which I would consider to be dive. On particular, a certain dive character. And for your information, no, this is not a rage bait video. I don't like that type of content, and it only amplifies the opinions of bad players with bad takes. So at the beginning of the season, some dive heroes have received a couple of minor buffs, which finally made dive a somewhat viable comp. But unfortunately, one singular dive hero has been left in the dust. Yes, the tickle monster, the throw pick, the big penis, Black Panther. I've recently hit rank 1 on Black Panther and have over 300 hours on the hero so far, which I think makes me somewhat qualified to talk about him. And I've decided to make this video because of one particular clip that has gotten way too much spotlight for rage baiters on Reddit, Twitter and TikTok.
Tandy needs help.
Now, from a casual player's perspective, this engage from Panther seems broken, straight up. The Dagger had no time to react and was gone in a second. I don't want to invalidate the statement, because it is important to keep the casual community for the game, since they are the ones that keep this game alive. But at the other hand, any somewhat mid to high ranked player knows this Panther should have never gotten this pick in the first place. Let me explain what I mean by this. First of all, the combo the Panther did is known as the double spear, double dash combo. Me and Necros were the first ones to use this combo in the alpha of Marvel Rivals, when the game has been launched for the very first time. And because I was one of the only Black Panther OTPs in the alpha, I immediately realized, yes, this is a very good combo to one-shot any 250 HP target, since the combo does exactly 250 damage. But unfortunately, I also had to realize that this combo only works on really unaware players. Any amount of healing completely invalidates the combo. One singular point of healing will save you from this combo. Now, as I said before, this combo works on very unaware players, which is why it seems so broken at first glance. But let me ask you, what does the Panther have to do to make this combo work? Let's start from the beginning. First, get into a position behind the supports without being noticed by any of the tanks, the DPS, or supports. Second, get in range of the support without your footsteps giving you away to throw 2 spears and then perfectly 180 double dash the target in 1.5 seconds. Third, don't no-rake any of your abilities, and for anyone that doesn't know what a no-rake is, it is when you throw any projectile and it doesn't register for the game. So in the end, you don't get the hit, which by the way, happens on any character in the game, but happens an absurd amount of times on Panther. Now, last one, make sure no sliver of random AoE healing will save your target from this combo, because if it does, the Panther will have only one last ability left to retreat, which is this kick. Mind you, the kick speed ramps up compared to your dash and is therefore his slowest ability, which also makes his hitbox bigger and easier to hit. Now, all of these points have to be fulfilled to make the one-shot combo work. And yes, if all of those criteria are fulfilled, the Panther will land the one-shot combo and you will have no time to react. Unless you're a good player, like in this clip from my good friend Carcat.
Oh. No! It's unreactable! It was supposed to be unreactable. And someone reacted to it? That's impossible. Literally impossible.
Now that we have cleared up the confusion about this combo, let me continue into giving a couple suggestions for Black Panther. The biggest problems for the tickle monster are 2 things. His dash being able to be shut down by most abilities in the game, and him not being able to confirm kills properly. Let me tackle the first problem. His dash is a 15-meter ranged ability that does 80 damage per hit and travels very fast. Now this might seem broken and untrackable for some, but it gets shut down by more than 24 plus abilities in the game. Here's a little montage of my beautiful girlfriend showcasing every dash counter, and if you don't want to watch it, feel free to skip the chapter.
My aim is true. Assemble!
I am Groot!
It's Loki! approaches. Tremble before fast! Tremble before fast!
What you guys just watched were 46 interactions that cancel BP's dash. I don't want to say all of these happen every match, but they do happen, and most of the time, very random. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to defend yourself, because for the average player, there has to be a moment of counterplay. Therefore, I'm suggesting CC immunity mid-dash. Not at the beginning of his dash, not at the end of his dash, mid-dash, in the middle of his dash. The reason for that is Magik. Magik has already CC immunity with her portals and actually invincibility frames as well, but not at the beginning of her portal and at the end, only in the middle of her portal. So we wouldn't add something different to the game, but just add the already existing interaction onto another hero. And for the people that will say this is broken, I am disagreeing, because this change will only help him against random things, shutting his dash down. The amount of times I had random things fly across my monitor and shut my dash down with no intention of doing so is insane. I am suggesting a slight buff that will only counter randomness. Now to my second suggestion. Rework his already existing passive ability. If you guys are wondering what that even is, I am not surprised, because it is, in my opinion, the most underused passive in the entire game. His passive allows him to receive a damage boost of 20% when he reaches 100 HP. But for any good Panther player, 100 HP can be equaled to a death sentence. But not only does it only apply when he reaches 100 HP, his entire body starts glowing below 250 HP. So that means if you didn't hit Panther even once and you don't know what HP he has, the only thing you have to look out for is his glow on the body. It is literally a street sign signifying that he is low, and Panther doesn't get any benefit from glowing that way until he hits 100 HP. So in my opinion, this is a very big debuff for Panther instead of it helping him. My suggestion would be to make his passive properly scale with his HP pool. So let's say Panther receives 5% damage boost when he hits 250 HP, and at 200 HP he receives 10%. At 150 HP he receives 15%, and at the end of 100 HP he receives his current 20% of damage boost. Now, damage boost is a bit scary, I can't lie, since meddling with those damage numbers can either make a DPS broken or really bad. But in this case, we wouldn't change damage numbers. We would exchange Panther's HP pool for damage boost, so the Panther would actually gain an advantage from dashing into the middle of the team, risking his life for an elim. And for anyone who still thinks this is a bad take, just think of other DPS that can sit in the back of their team and spam their free shot abilities without any buffs or any risks. Now, there's one more change I would like to address, which is his ultimate cast that can be easily interrupted. But I honestly don't even want to go there, because if his main kit is already decent, you can make his ult work in a lot of creative manners in which it won't get interrupted, just like here in this clip. I'm actually locked the fucking Jesus Christ. If you guys have any more suggestions or other things Panther could receive to make him better, I'd love to read them in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you think my suggestions are valid. I'm also live almost every day on my Twitch, so don't forget to follow me there too. With that being said, see y'all in the next video.